Mad Wolf here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Nintendo Switch. It's a pretty rad skin, isn't it? So, talking about Nintendo, they have an army of really cool characters. You got your Mario, you got your Donkey Kong, you got your Zelda, you got your Pokemon, you have Star Fox, you have Metroid, you have technically Luigi's Mansion, which is a different game than Mario. Wario's pretty cool. Yeah! There's a lot of variety of the games. And I'm going to hold these up and be like, yay, Nintendo Switch games. You got your Mario Kart, you got your Donkey Kong Country, I did this backwards, you got your other ones, Bayonetta and Pokken Tournament. So what is the downside to this? These have already been done on the Wii U. Really, there has been one brand new Mario game for the Switch. And when I say Mario game, I mean plays like Mario. And that's Mario Odyssey. And I don't have that game. Here's why. Because I played it, and I'm like, oh, this plays like Galaxy, except it's not like 360 degrees. You're walking around the planet and jumping from asteroid to other planets. And you're trying to go inside the cores, and that was really the cool gimmick of Galaxy. Odyssey does the Sonic Adventure thing from '99 and the Grand Theft Auto thing, where you're walking around a city and just meeting more realistic people. They brought Paulette back, or Paulina, or whatever, Pauline, or whatever her name is. And, okay, yeah, the Pauline thing is kind of cool. She's the one Mario is rescuing from Donkey Kong in the original arcade. But I'm just like, wow, no, this is the exact same thing that I've seen all this time. Oh, but this time you have a gimmick. You could throw your hat and you turn into the bad guys. Which, okay, it's kind of nifty, except they only do it to get past, like, an obstacle or two. One of the things they hyped up about was you could play as a dinosaur. And that was a pretty cool concept. Except when I played it, the guy who was letting me play on a Switch is like, oh yeah, this is the only level that you play as a dinosaur, and you play it for like 10 seconds. And I was like, man, that's severely disappointing. I'd rather just play a dinosaur game. I'd rather play Godzilla. I would rather see Nintendo do that. And they have the geniuses in their company to make that happen. Instead, they did this gimmick that they left like it could have been more explored upon. But what about that other Mario game, Paper Mario? Well, I don't really consider Paper Mario like Mario because it's like an RPG, and I don't know, the art style, and I played Paper Mario way back in the day on the Nintendo 64, and I didn't like it. But hey, they have Luigi's Mansion 3, which is actually really cool, because they did take the Luigi's Mansion Ghostbuster formula, and now you're in a haunted hotel, and there's a brand new story, and there's brand new characters, and that's really, really cool. Star Fox? Yeah, he never came to the Switch. I'm really disappointed about that one. Technically, he's in this game called Starlink, which is actually made by Ubisoft and not Nintendo. But you don't play Fox, and the game plays nothing like Star Fox. It's kind of like this mixture of a spaceship shooter with an RPG. You're flying around this planet, you're interacting with people, you're shooting bad guys, you have different guns that affect different enemies differently, and it's one of those games where it just feels extremely massive, and when you turn off the game you kind of forget what you're doing, which is not necessarily a bad thing if you really, really get into it. And Starlink's not a bad game, it's just a game you really have to get into, and sometimes I have a hard time getting into games like that. Another Nintendo mascot that I really love is Samus Aran from Metroid. They did announce a Metroid Prime 4 back in like 2017. That was the reason why I got a Nintendo Switch. Woohoo! Metroid Prime! I have it for the GameCube still! And here we are, November 2020, and the last news that I heard from Nintendo is that they're scrapping it and redoing it from the very beginning, because they were not happy with the development. It's been 3 years. We didn't even, the gamers and fans, we didn't even so much as get a demo, which I think is kind of disappointing, especially with the amount of shovelware that they have on the eShop channel. And for those that don't know what shovelware is, basically imagine like a pile of crap here. Imagine a pile of crap. You have a shovel, you just dig it, and you do this. Now, in that pile of crap, you are guaranteed a diamond or two, maybe a piece of gold, like maybe that big. And you know, if you do your digging, you will find some good games like Stormwind and Gunlord, except, yeah, I actually have those on the Dreamcast. These are indie games that were released in the late 2000s for the Dreamcast. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. It is interesting that they're putting them on the Switch, so they're trying to give these indie developers some love. And not everybody has a Dreamcast. So, once again, that one's actually really, really cool. Are they worth like the $10 to $15? I don't know, I paid like more than that for the Dreamcast games, so... Yeah, I have Ghostblade. Ghostblade was also done on the Dreamcast, and it's really good. But yeah, you do have to do a lot of digging, and there's just so many games on the eShop channel that they look like the games that you can get for free on your cell phone. You know the ones I'm talking about. So, then you get your other games. You know, your games released for other systems, like Mortal Kombat, BioShock, you know, Diablo 3, Skyrim, you know. So some of these games, they don't look as good as they do on the other systems. But, you know, if you're playing Crash Bandicoot, you know, it's fine. Mortal Kombat, it looks pixelated and kind of garbagey. But Street Fighters, yes, Street Fighter Collection looks fine. The really nifty thing is not so much about the graphical power of the games. It is the literal fact that regardless of what you download, whether, you know, it's Road Redemption or Sonic Mania or even, you know, Xeno Crisis, you literally can play them anywhere on the go. You can take them to hotels, you can take them on road trips, you can take them on your plane, you know, you can really take any of these games anywhere. So that's pretty cool. So you know what, I do have to talk about the hardware. I mean, yeah, you know, not much to talk about. It's a portable game system that you can hook up on the TV. But when it comes to the controller, one big issue, I never personally had it, but it is an issue that I have heard is a common problem, is joystick drift. And what it is basically the little sticks, they will be slightly off center, and they will be stuck like that. These are expensive controllers. These Joy-Con controllers are about $80. So when they screw up, that is a big problem. Now, once again, I have not had any problem with joystick drifting, but it's one that I heard is a common problem, and a lot of people have been upset about it. The one thing that I do have gripes about is if you have bigger hands, it has a tendency, and I can't speak for everyone, but it does have a tendency to hurt my thumbs and wrists if you're playing on the little Joy-Con holder thing. I do not like this controller at all. Matter of fact, I would go with an 8-bit do Super Nintendo controller, because you do got all the buttons. It feels very Nintendo, and joysticks actually do feel really good. Plus it's wireless, so you don't have to worry about wiring this up, only if you're charging it. I don't know, that's my review on the Nintendo Switch. Is it worth $300? I would say not. If you can get it on sale, maybe $150, $200, it's pretty good. It's fun playing games like Skyrim and, you know, Doom.
I gotta sing the Doom song now! Doom, Doom,
On the go. Road Redemption is cool. There's certain games that they're fun to play on the go. I don't imagine games that require many hours of grinding and exploring and all this stuff to be really all that fun. Like The Witcher, I was kind of put off by Witcher 3 just on its grand scale, and then it's like, oh hey, let's have this grand scale huge game compressed on this tiny screen. And I'm just like, why? Are you really going to play this game for 8 hours on the go? You know, doing quests. I'd rather play Bubble Bobble on the go. I'd rather play Ghostblade on the go. I'd rather play Resident Evil 4. You know, a great game to play on the go. But no, if you want like an epic game, you know, I would recommend more getting it for the PS4. The PS5, like I said, the PS5 is coming out next week. And it's probably sold out anywhere you go. Same thing with the Xbox One Series 5000 XD, NVIDIA, fog, ray tracing, whatever the hell Microsoft is doing with their name. They should have stuck with the Scorpio name. Okay? Xbox Scorpio, when I first heard about the Xbox Scorpio, sounded amazing. And then come find out it's just basically a slim Xbox One with more storage space. And it's like, oh yeah, we're calling it the Xbox One X. So the X bones. Yeah, I don't know who's naming systems at Microsoft and Nintendo, but they should be fired. The Nintendo Switch was originally called the NX, which sounds cool. Even if they called it like the NEX, you know, that would have been cool, because the original Nintendo was the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. So I don't know. It's calling it the Switch. I just think that Will Smith song, it's not a bad Will Smith song, but it's a Will Smith song. That's what I think about. That's my review. That's all I have to say. It's great for games on the go, but not graphical power. Controllers can have some issues, and I don't know. Let's see what Nintendo's doing in the next couple of months, because I guarantee they're I guarantee they're planning a new system. Who knows what's going to happen next couple of months. Maybe we'll have Mario on the PS5 finally. Nah. So anyway, guys, have a good day.